Wow, we in the first days of summer and free agency is in full effect. We'll talk about our flagship topic. What are the Knicks' odds to win in this next upcoming season? We'll talk about Mitchell Robinson and his extension. Also, the coaching search. What's the deal with the coaching search? Do we have any finalists? Precious Achiuwa. Did he leave us any signs or hope that he may return to help fill out that front court, rotation? We could also talk about smoke of the week. Well, no smoke of the week this week, but we got comment of the week, a really interesting one. We got word on the street and much more on This Week Inside the Knicks. Welcome to the show. My name is Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibe, y'all. And welcome to an action-packed show this week inside the Knicks. This is episode 3 of the 2025 off season. And this week was a light week. It definitely was a light week. I want to give a big time salute to Size 9. I see you in the building. Wait, what did I say about iHeart? I said that he won't get paid in his third year. And if you watch the finals, you would see that they reduced Hartenstein's role. They've been bringing him in off the bench, second halves at the start of games. So, but see, Size 9, I'm not sure how long you've been watching me. Last year, I said the team that should sign Isaiah Hartenstein is the OKC Thunder. So I never said that he wouldn't have success. Do understand that my contention was he was not going to get the third year of his deal. And guess what? I still feel strongly that way. So just for the record, Size 9, I don't know what you thought I said about Isaiah Hartenstein. I never said he wasn't going to win. I thought it was a great look. I always thought that it would be a great look. I'm just happy that those Pacers didn't win. By the way, how about those Pacers? How about those Pacers? I said iHeart wasn't all that. He isn't all of that. What did iHeart do? iHeart ain't all of that. He's not. He's not all of that. He won okay, so was iHeart the MVP? What are we talking about here? Are we starting off the pod talking about iHeart star Size 9? Please relax. But listen, y'all, got a lot to talk about. This week, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a Wednesday show. I'll be looking to do more spontaneous content, like as we get news updates and, things of et cetera like that. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do a show this Wednesday. We'll see. I mean, there are things to talk about. Definitely are things to talk about. It's just that, I'm getting ready to go on a little mini vacation. I'll see. But definitely this Friday, the next call-up show will return, same time, 10:45. Last Friday's show was an epic show. If you missed it, definitely go back and check it out. What else I want to share? I think that's it on the channel front. We are on the mission to 2,000 subs. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, I do have it in subscribe. I do believe we're in subscriber mode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can make sure you get all your notifications and hit the like button so more cool Knicks fans can check out the channel. Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me now. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm good. Okay, good. I'm not sure what you missed, but I did respond to your comment, Size 9. I'm not sure if you caught what I said. Did you catch what I said about Hartenstein, Size 9? Because I never said Hartenstein wouldn't be good on the OKC Thunder. I said that Hartenstein won't get the third year of that deal. That's what I said. So hopefully my sound is good. Okay. Looks good on my end too. Just making sure the levels are right. All right. So let me keep it going. So this week inside the Knicks.com is where we're going to be at. We're going to be talking about all of the hot topics. Oh, okay, Size 9. Nah, but yo, salute to Isaiah Hartenstein. Nah, I'm happy that he won over the Pacers. I'm happy that he won over the Pacers. Let's just get that straight. But so this is where we're gonna be at. So when you get to this week inside the Knicks.com, right? You go, so you're gonna be on the homepage. All you gotta do is scroll down. You'll see bam. You click on this, episode 3, and you can see all the news that I'm talking about. Now, I'm not gonna talk about everything here. I'm gonna keep it moving this week. But this week we do have a special highlight. I want to give a big time salute to Deuce McBride for coming out with a children's book, right? He recently had a kid of his own, and he says, as I build my legacy off the court, I'm proud to announce my first children's book, Deuce, the Champion of Friendship, is available now on Amazon. Get yours now. I think I'm going to cop this and read this to my son. I'm going to support, we got to support Knicks Nation, man. Big time salute to my man, Deuce McBride, doing his thug thizzle out there. And, hey, hopefully it sells off the charts. And hopefully, he continues to write. That's actually a good thing to get into. People, we need these kids to be reading. I'm just going to say it like that. Keep it blunt. So that's my only special highlight of the week. We're going to talk more about the coaching search, right? So there's a lot going on with the coaching search. We know they interviewed Jason Kidd and they interviewed Mike Brown and Taylor Jenkins. It's safe to say that the Jason Kidd search is over. I know he didn't sign his extension yet, but at the same time, that the Dallas Mavericks, they denied any requests from the Knicks to speak with Kidd. So that just puts a nail in the coffin. So right now, based on what we're seeing, Taylor Jenkins and Mike Brown are the two favorites, even though they haven't started. They're getting ready to interview some assistant coaches. But right now, DraftKings said that the former Sacramento Kings coach of the year, Mike Brown, he's favored to be the franchise leader, right? And they say that he has a 44.44% chance of being hired, right? We know he has connections to World Wide West, and World Wide West has connections to everybody. That's why he's World Wide West. So there's a great chance that Mike Brown could be the coach. I don't know, but they also says good things about Taylor Jenkins as well. I don't know where they're going. Listen, man, these guys haven't really put out much, information for us to go off. And, we'll see what happens. But Patrick Ewing, Daily Knicks hinted that Patrick Ewing should not necessarily get the head coaching shot, but he should get a job as an assistant coach. And I felt like when they signed him in that special consultant role last season, I thought that they would consider bringing Ewing on as a coach, as an introduction, just to see how he fits within the franchise. He was, with the team, traveling everywhere they went, and he was supposed to be that mentor for Towns. And I think that depending on whoever the new coach is, we don't know if they're going to be allowed to bring their entire staff. A lot of mystery. But how you guys feel about Ewing? I think having Ewing around Towns, I think it's a major key. You see it with San Antonio, how they keep their, legends around the franchise to help mold Wemby, right? From Duncan to David Robinson, all those guys, even if they don't have official positions with the franchise, right? Those guys are in place to help. And I think, why not? I don't think it would hurt to have Ewing on as an assistant, right? We know that you're not going to hire him as a head coach. He's never been a head coach, right? And he never got the opportunity to be a head coach. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that depending on who you get, because usually when coaches come on, especially if they already coached, they have a staff. And right now we're looking at Jenkins and Mike Brown, right? So, I don't know. I don't think it would hurt. But if that coach has a staff, then you got to respect that. I don't think that the front office should be that involved in the coaching. I think they should allow, the same way Dolan allows the front office to do their thing, I think you need to allow the coach to do his thing, right? You just, build the recipe, give him the recipe, give him the ingredients, and he puts it together. Now, here's the one assistant that has been listed, James Borrego, right? His vacancy. I don't really know much about him, but he is a CAA client. That's always a bonus with this Knicks front office. Anybody who has ties to CAA, honestly, are a realistic candidate to be a part of this franchise. So, yeah, I mean, it seems like they got a narrow list. Now, my dad, the OG Knicks fan, salute to him. He said that, and this is his take. He doesn't have no sources, right? But he says that he thinks the Knicks are going to sign Mike Malone under the table. He thinks that this is all smoke and mirrors. He thinks that they're going to go get Mike Malone. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. I'm going to honestly say, though, I would prefer Mike Malone over any of these other guys. I'm going to keep it real, right? I think Mike Malone, he's a champion. I know y'all don't like him because you think he's Coach Tiz, but he's a world champion coach, right? He's a world champion coach. So these other guys, I mean, Borrego, he's an assistant. What experience does he really have, right? But that's all on the coaching front. I mean, very quiet. Hold on. And Yuri talked about this. Yuri talked about this on the podcast, on the call-up show on Friday, right? He said that the Knicks coach. Oh, I'm sorry. Clicked on the wrong article. Lost my place. Give me 2 seconds. Yuri said that the new coach will be announced after the draft, right? And my thing is, I don't like throwing away the draft, because if you hire a new coach after the draft, that's essentially what you're doing, because now he doesn't have an opportunity, to see. There might be a player that he likes, right? There might be a trade that could be made. And I don't think it would be smart to make a move for a new coach, right? Make a move before you get the new coach, right? I don't think that that's smart, because he might have a system that he wants in place. I thought I had the article here. I don't see it. I probably mislabeled it. But yeah, the Knicks are looking to realistically announce their coach till after the draft. Now, I'm hoping that, because the moratorium period starts June 30th or July 1st. So that's only a couple of days after the draft. Like, today's the 23rd, right? So the draft is the 26th. Moratorium period is the 30th, which is the Monday. What are we doing? I don't know. So, yeah, I'm hoping that they do select the coach, the day of the draft at least, or so that way, because I feel like you could catch a team lacking, right? We'll see what happens. I know we got the 50th pick. I don't think the Knicks are going to do anything with that pick. I really do believe they'll move off of it. Let me see who else joined the building. So to everybody that's joined, this is the podcast, episode 3 of This Week Inside the New York Knicks. And we'll be talking about all the news that took place between June 16th to the 22nd. Yuri says, who in the hell is James Borrego? He's an assistant. Hold on, let's pull up his resume. Let's give him the fair just due. I don't really know much about him, to be honest, Yuri, but I remember still Knicks fans, they did a show, they was talking about him. I don't really know much about him. So he's currently the associate coach of the New Orleans Pelicans, right? That's all I knew. He also was with the Hornets And he also was with the Spurs, right? And he won 2 championships under George Popovich. So he comes from the Popovich school. I don't know. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need some Greg Popovich in here. I don't know. Leon Rose has a plan. I just hope that it pans out. So that's all I could tell you about James Borrego. He's not a head coach. He's an assistant coach, right? And I don't know. Hopefully he's the right guy for the job. I'm going to keep it real, guys. And hopefully I don't step on my own toes. I'm going to keep it real, guys. In terms of the coach, the reason why I'm not as consumed with the coaching search like everyone else is because I'm more concerned about getting superstar production from our star players, right? And whatever coach we sign, he is going to have to be able to coach this roster. Not a roster that he wishes he had, not a future team. He is going to have to coach this team that Leon Rose built. For whatever reasons, this is the team, right, that they all believe in. Dolan said it on the Roommates podcast, right? More than likely, there won't be any major trades, especially to any of the starters or the core guys. So whatever coach comes in is going to have to be able to take advantage of, some of the things that Coach Tibbs employed, but then also, redo things that Coach Tibbs didn't do, right? Play the bench more. That's going to be a huge sticking point because we know that these starters don't want to play all this minutes. I've never seen a team with starters that don't want to play minutes, but, these guys, they don't want to play all the minutes. So whatever coach you're going to have to bring in, he is going to have to be able to deal with the roster the way it's constructed. So that's why I don't really care, right? I just hope the right coach they bring in a person that can manage this. Because this is not like the normal hire where the team is terrible and now you're giving the coach the keys, right? We don't have that. Let's see. So what else? Let me see what else you guys talking about before I move on. Salute to you, Randall. I see you. I be seeing you on Still Knicks fans chat. Salute to you, Randall. Size 9 says the one positive about Bron, they always move pieces around. Joker and Murray, the exact thing we have with Cat and Brunson. Yeah, I mean, that's a plus, Size 9, to Malone, that he has experience with a dynamic point guard and a superstar center. So you have that same dynamic in New York. I don't see why you don't even give him an interview. Even if you don't hire him, I think Mike Malone deserves an interview. Now, if Mike Malone is not being interviewed for the job, I think it's possibly due to the fact that maybe he just doesn't want to coach, right? Because he did hint towards the analyst job and wanting to be an analyst. So I don't know. Let's see what else you guys talking about. Leon realizes what is on the line with this new hire. He can't risk missing the mark. That's a fact. Knicks will be champs. That's a fact. Salute to the Knicks will be champs. Me and him is having a debate inside the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, man. Salute to the Knicks will be champs. I love Knicks will be champs because he always has well thought out perspectives, even if I disagree with him. He said in his name Malone, I'm calling him Brown. No, Brown is another guy. Brown is another coach that we're trying to. Mike Brown. You have Mike Malone and you have Mike Brown. Look, this is Mike Brown. There's a lot of Mikes in the world of basketball. So Mike is like the most. So this is Mike Brown, right? We got Mike Brown and we got Mike Malone. 2 different guys. So I'm not sure which guy you was talking about. 2 different guys. That's Mike Malone. The other one is Mike Brown. So, yeah. Let me move forward from the coaching stuff. Let's see. Free agency. So, free agency is getting ready to really kick off. And there's a lot of things the Knicks can do free agency-wise. I did a show breaking down the salary aprons, and it's literally a guide to the Knicks offseason, right? And in that video, I explained all of the rules and a lot of the different concepts. Now, what we're flirting with right now is second apron status, or we're flirting with the idea of being hard capped at the first apron, which if you want to stay a first apron team, then it'll be perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna touch on some of this stuff now. All right. And by the way, yeah, the door is closed on Jason Kidd too. Right? I don't think Jason Kidd's gonna happen. Now, here are some free agents that we could use the mid-level exception. Mid-level exception is a exception that teams can use when they are over the salary cap, right? And a taxpayer's exception is when you're over the taxpayer threshold, okay? The Knicks are over the taxpayer threshold and the first apron threshold, but we're not a second apron team. So because of that, we have the ability to sign a free agent for $5.7 million. Do keep in mind, if we sign a free agent for the $5.7 million, we will thus hard cap ourselves, and I'm going to show you. We will hard cap ourselves at that second apron, right? Meaning that we can't become a second apron team, but here is the implication for that, right? The implication for that is we only have $8 million space, right? And we know we have to sign 3 players. Let's see if I can get the year on it. I'm going to show you guys better. It's better to see the visuals than just to say it out loud, okay? So look, as soon as this loads up, we have $8 million in space, right? Once you sign that free agent for the $5.7 million, you now reduce your space to $3 million. That $3 million has to go to 2 more players because under the rules, you have to have 14 players on the contract. So this is why I feel like a trade is imminent, but the only way you could free up money via trade would be to trade a Hart or Bridges. That'll give you a couple of $1 million in space. Another thing they could do, they could let PJ Tucker go. You let PJ Tucker go with the $3.4 million, and we'll find out in the next couple of days. Because, well, the next couple of days, because the 29th is the deadline for them to exercise PJ Tucker's team option. If they let PJ Tucker go, that'll give them an additional $3.5 million, but they're going to have to sign 4 players now. So now you go up to $11.5 million to sign 4 players, use the $5.7 million exception, right? Then that'll leave you with approximately $5.3 million to sign 3 players, which technically can be done because there's some periods throughout the season where you can go with 12 guys, but it can't be for a period longer than a month or 2. After that period, you have to sign. So there's ways to manipulate. So I'm just trying to give you the alternatives, right? Right? Just to let you guys know how, like, it's not a simple, like this offseason is not a simple offseason for Leon Rose. He's going to have to really be creative, like we know he can be and how he has been in the past. But it's a lot of directions, okay? Also, keep in mind, too, if you do a trade and there's any aggregates, meaning that you do 2-for-1s, right? Or there's some other second apron move that's restricted, you can also be hard capped, meaning that you can't go over. So even if you do a trade, depending on the trade and the way it's set up, it'll shut it down. And I'll go over, maybe I might go over the Suns trade that just took place with KD. But here are some of the names. Spencer Dinwiddie. I wouldn't mind Spencer Dinwiddie. He's a big guard. He can handle the rock. He can score the rock. He can facilitate. I don't think he's a great shooter, though. But I wouldn't mind Spencer Dinwiddie. Trey Lyles is another option. Al Horford is a guy I like because I want to destroy my enemies totally. I want Boston to be crumbled. I want them to lose their key pieces. I want them to be a different team. There's a lot of rumors that they're looking to make moves. But these players, they say here, more than likely will be mid-level, taxpayer mid-level exception types guys, okay? Now, we also could bring back DeLon Wright and Landry Shamet. Now, the key thing about those guys, and we have what's called cap holds, which is just basically a number that's tied to free agents. So that way you won't be able to manipulate the salary cap and try to sign more players than you actually can't afford using your bird rights. And so this is just a way to like minimize that. But you see the cap hit on campaign is 2.2 million, not the 2 million, not the 1.9 you see from Ariel here. So keep in mind, if you were to sign your own free agents, which you could do, right? You risk getting it close to that second apron, especially if you consider bringing back Precious Achiuwa. But DeLon Wright is going to cost you 2.2 out of that 8. And Landry Shamet's also going to cost you 2. It's technically 2.3. Okay? So just to give you a heads up on that. Let's see what else I want to talk about with free agency. Right now, everything is kind of quiet. Luke Kennard is a kid that I would like. He's not just because he's a Duke Devil. Salute to the Duke Blue Devils. But he is somebody that can shoot the world out of the ball. And he played point guard. Right? He was backing up Ja Morant. Especially down the stretch of the season. I was surprised to see him do that because he wasn't really playing point guard at Duke. He was really a scorer. He was like a number one type scoring option dude in college. But to see him play point guard is it's crazy. If you could, 29 years old, if you could get this kid, man, like it says here, he could be a secondary or tertiary ball handler. That's what we need, right? Now, I'm not sure if he's a starter though, but definitely off the bench, he could be very solid. I mean, he could start. I just don't know if he's the answer to what we need because his defense is not that good, right? But he's 43% of his threes, right? While attempting 4 per game, he's definitely a sniper, man. Right? But here's the kicker right here. Luke Kennard could be offered more than the 5.7 million, and there's some teams that could use a shooter like this. So I'm not sure if he'll be available for that fee. And we know that Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson, their extensions. I'm going to talk more about Mitch in a second. And we could talk about Precious Achiuwa, though, right? So Precious Achiuwa hints at a different Knicks experience. And it's funny, right? When I dropped the Precious Achiuwa story, when I told that story 2 months ago about Precious, a guy who had dinner with Precious Achiuwa was telling me that Precious was not happy with his utilization in New York, not getting the minutes and time under Coach Tibbs. So, these are some recent statements that Precious Achiuwa made. He said, overall, I thought it was a good season for myself, just to learn, see things differently. You learn a lot of things in the league. You learn a lot of things. But me especially, I was able to see things. And I would definitely say the way I see the game in the league has changed from this season. I'm assuming because he wasn't getting no minutes and no time, right? He said around January, I started to see the game a lot differently. Not just the game, just the league as a whole. His perspective on the league. He said, you don't want to start the season hurt. And I was kind of having a really good preseason. Yes, he was. That's why I was like, yo, Precious, he needs to start. So getting hurt right there kind of throws you off your rhythm. You get back. You try to get back your rhythm. Then you're battling getting your rhythm and consistency in terms of playing time. In terms of playing time, playing style. It took me a while, but it was tough. He said it's going to take a little bit of time from my end to think about that stuff. And he's basically going to let his agents take care of the decision. But I will say this, every time a Precious Achiuwa news article comes out, it just, it resonates with my story that I told. Initially, he loved to be with the Knicks. He was happy. He said he would love to stay here. That was in the beginning when he was getting minutes. But once Mitch came back and, Tibbs went to a very short rotation, his time was very limited. And, go check out that story. I'm not going to reiterate a lot from that story, but Precious, I think he's out of here. I think he's giving us some sort of like a hint that I'm looking at the other teams, and I see that I could fit here with this team. I could fit here with this team. I could go here. They're going to use me right. I probably could start here. You guys are not even starting me, and you guys don't even got a power forward. So I'm going to talk more about Mitch and stuff, but that's all on the free agent side. But I don't know. Me reading this article, I don't see a world where Precious comes back. Okay? I don't see a world where Precious comes back. So salute the coach in the building. I see you, man. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, one of the first channel mods and channel member, man. Salute to you, coach. Hopefully everything is well. Great to see you, man. I'm looking forward to your call on the next call-up show, man. I know it's late, but, yo, you got to call up, man. I love your takes. I love your perspective. Let's see. He says, I saw something from a post in the Knicks forum calling for Jabari Smith. No, Houston is done. They're not making any more trades. They got KD. That's their splash. Houston, and I was going to talk more about trades in a second down the line and stretch, but I will say this. Houston, they got the perfect team around KD, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later when I get to trades. But I don't think that Houston's going to make any more trades. I think that now they could move off of their centers because they do got a log jam at the 5, but I think they'll hold on to. Well, I think is Adams a free agent? I'm not sure if Adams is. Hold on, let's look that up really quick. But I do think that they have a log jam at the 5 spot. But those guys get hurt, so maybe they're like, we should hold on to an extra center because you just never know when these guys, get major injuries and now they're out for months. Hold on, man. Houston Rockets. Okay, so just out of curiosity, I want to see Londell. Is this a player option? Oh, so Londell has a non-guaranteed contract. Oh, okay. So the Houston Rockets, they're flirting with that second apron right now. They might come off to this Jock Londell kid. They might come off of him, but we don't need him unless you're moving off of Mitch. I like Londell. He can shoot the 3-ball a little bit. I'm not going to say he's the greatest defender, but he is a 7-footer. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to talk more about trades in a second. Let's see what she got. Crim's dad in the house. Tell Crims I said what's up. Salute to you, Crims dad. How you feeling out here, man? Great to see you. Smith can also play power forward, small forward. Yeah, I would love Smith. I think he's good, but I don't see him getting traded. Let's see what else you guys talking about. Salute the Beeman Boys channel member. I see you in the house. Yeah, coach. It's Koron, coach, for the record. Not Caron. It's Koron for the record. Miguel says signing Precious gives us additional flexibility before the trade deadline. Why do you think that, Miguel? Let me show you why that's not true. Precious does not give us flexibility. I'm gonna show you what Precious gives us. Let me show you what Precious gives us. So we have $8 million in space. Precious Achiuwa made $6 million last year. I don't see a world where he signs for $6 million again. But let's say Precious signs for $6 million again. You now will have $2 million in second apron space, and you still have to sign 2 more players. Thus, signing Precious Achiuwa puts you into the second apron, meaning that you don't have flexibility. I forgot to add that detail. If you sign Precious Achiuwa, more than likely you'll be a second apron team unless you do a trade, a big trade, to free up some additional salary. You're going to have to free up. So if you sign Precious Achiuwa, like I said, I don't see him re-signing for anything less than what he signed last year, less than 6. But I think he could get more elsewhere. I could see a team saying, yo, Precious, we need a power forward. We'll get you to start. A Detroit Pistons, maybe. There's different. I'm not saying them particular. The Nets, you don't know what the Nets are going to do. The Nets need an entire team. So what if they say, yo, Precious, we'll give you $10 million to start here. We don't got a power forward. So there's a lot of room for Precious to go. but he doesn't give us the flexibility. I'm gonna move forward, man. Keep the chats coming. I do appreciate you guys. See, did my mouse die? Okay, I thought my mouse died. So that's all for free agency. There's some hot topics I want to touch on. I want to touch on Mitchell Robinson. Right. So Mitchell Robinson. Daily Knicks have an interesting article here. Trade Mitchell Robinson. Knicks must do the opposite. Right. He's definitely a popular trade candidate, and I do think that he raised his stock in the postseason because he showed teams that he could be durable. He could play. Right. He didn't get hurt again. And when he was out there, he still looks like the best offensive rebounder in basketball. So here's the thing. Here's his max. So Mitch is available for a $81 million, right, 4-year extension. That's his max, right? So if you sign Mitchell Robinson to the $81 million, right, let me show you what that means, okay? So this will take effect, of course, next season. Remember I told you guys on the call-up show, I think it was, I said, hey, next year, we will be in the second apron. Mitchell Robinson has a 4-year, $81 million max. Does he want less? Is he willing to accept less? He just signed a 4-year, 60. I don't see a world where he signs less for less than that, nor do I see a world where he signs for that. So more than likely, you're going to have to give him probably a 4-year, 70, right? And so now Mitchell Robinson getting your 4-year, 70, what's that, about 16, 17 million a year. So now next year, your space is looking crazy. So what happens with Bridges and Mitchell Robinson's extensions is very key, especially if we're, if the goal is championship, then, we should consider, we should consider you're pulling out all the stops. Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. So yeah, this is why these extensions and all, like this summer is the most important summer for Leon Rose. I really do believe that this will decide his job. I really do believe that. So that's the Mitchell Robinson take right there. Let me see where I'm at on the topics. So we talked about Mitch. No worries. I'm going to get to the flagship. I'm going to get to the update. The odds, the Knicks odds for next season. We're going to talk about that. We're going to spend some time with that. Talked about the coaching search. We talked about Precious. So we're doing good on time. Let's see where I want to go next. There's some more time. There's a lot of stuff here. By the way, if there's something here that you see that, I didn't cover, feel free to go to This Week Inside the Knicks, click on episode 3, and you'll be able to see it. Okay. So yeah. So let me keep it moving. Yeah, now I want to talk about the trades. I'm going to talk about the KD trade, and I'm going to talk about the Orlando Magic trade. No, this is not it. No, sorry. Wait, hold on. Where am I at? I listed my numbers wrong. I wanted to talk about the Desmond Bain trade. All right, screw that. Let's talk about Najee. Now, I still didn't get a chance to see this kid's tapes. All right. A lot of people saying that this kid, Nanji, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name. I'm not great with the international name. But a lot of people are really high on this kid. And I'm going to have to do a survey asking you guys about him. But what I heard from the OG Knicks fan, that he's not ready. He's not ready. And I don't understand why people are making a big deal about a center. Didn't we have Moses Brown last year? Wasn't he like averaging double crazy numbers, looking like Shaq in the G League? Like right now, we need, like I told you on last week's pod, we need a power forward. If we're not going to bring Precious back, we need a real power forward and we need a ball handling two guard. Mikal Bridges is not that. So Najee might be good. I'm hearing that he's a freak athlete, but this part right here, raw talent, like when you're a contending team and your singular pursuit is a championship, this stuff right here, you don't have time for this, right? He has a long way to go. I'm sorry, let me take this down. He has a long way to go to become an NBA caliber big man, according to a Spanish publication. So this is his news media out there. Development stalled due to significant tactical shortcomings that hurt his impact on the court. So I don't got time to wait for a project. I don't got time to go watch your tapes to hopefully see you're somebody. I just don't, and I don't really care to hear much about this, right? Until I get those other moves. Let me see the two guard. Let me see, this guy, you want to give him a roster spot. His own Spanish media is saying he's not ready. My pop saw his tapes. He said he's not ready. I'm just saying, what more you want me to say about the kid? I wish him all the best. Hopefully he's a great player for the Knicks, but I'm not concerned about rookies. I don't care about rookies. I already told you the draft. I'm not even going to talk about the draft because I don't think we're going to do nothing in the draft if we don't have a coach hired before that point in time. Okay. So, and the kid is coming over for Summer League too. That also was the news. He's foregoing the season over there. He wants to come over to Summer League because he's ready to make the transition to the NBA. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see where I'm at right now. Oh, I see the mix up. Now I'm gonna talk about the Desmond Bane trade. Okay, cool. So Desmond Bane trade proves why Knicks gave up so many picks for Mikal Bridges. To me, and this might sound crazy, I think this trade, you know what, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say I think this trade is on the same level as the KD trade. I think this trade and the KD trade was on the same level, right? Because I think Desmond Bane is the two guard that the Magic has been missing all this time. Somebody who can stretch the floor, shoot the three, play defense, and can handle the ball and be an off-the-ball playmaker if you need to, because he did that without Ja Morant. The Magic made their power move of the summer. I love the deal. A lot of you guys don't love it, but I got a question for you, right? And by the way, this article is talking about the picks, right? Because they gave up 4 picks for Bane. We gave up the 5 picks for Bridges. So they're trying to correlate the two. But let me just go on mine. I got to go off the script. I'm the objective fan. Salute to everybody that just joined, right? So if the Knicks are playing the Magic, right? I know we didn't make our move yet, but they got Bane, Suggs, and Wagner at the 1, 2, and 3. Who is Jalen Brunson going to guard? Is he going to guard Bane? Is he going to guard Suggs? You already know Suggs is a football player. Suggs is trying to go through you. So now Brunson is going to have to play against physical guards that are bigger than him. The Knicks got to we got to do something. We got to do something to improve the imbalance on our team. It's not to say that we have a bad team, right? I do think that we need the first team an MVP caliber player, and I'm hoping that we have it in Brunson. But the move the Magic made is going to propel them, I feel, to a very high seed in the East. Maybe the first seed, maybe the second seed, I don't know. But I think this move definitely propels them because he's a real two guard that they needed. They thought it was KCP last year. KCP wasn't about that life. This kid right here, I'm telling you, he is about that life. Right? KD was traded, right? And there was a lot of rumors with KD. You know, I say the KD stuff. I'm gonna get back to KD. There's some more stuff here I want to touch on, but basically, you know, we gave up the picks for Mikal, and Mikal, to me, he really is a 3. But if Mikal's going to be here, he's going to have to take his game to the next level, right? Now he's going to have a coach that's going to be willing and dedicated to putting him in the positions to, you know, be successful, right? And his mid-range game is elite. You know, I don't know. We got to see. We got to see. But the Magic definitely, that was a power move for them. I really like that trade. Let's see what else is going on. I'm trying to move. I'm gonna get the flagship shortly. I don't want this pod to be too long. I don't want to talk about Shaq. Shaq said he didn't want to come to the Knicks because he didn't know where he was going to park at. Let's see what else I want to talk about. Oh, also, you know what? I do gotta give prayers to Halliburton, man. Josh Hart. He did the prayer emojis for Halliburton. Listen, we smoking on the Pacers pack over here, man. Salute to the Pacers pack. I was happy to see them lose. It is what it is. But I wasn't happy to see Halliburton get hurt. I wasn't. And I kind of felt like it was going to come because you don't play with calf strains, man. We have too many examples in the past, KD, where it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out, right? You guys were not winning the championship. You should have shut Hallie down because now you're going to lose him for the year. And now if you would have shut him down, yeah, you would have lost. But at least you had next year to build towards. Now what does the Pacers do? They're not going to have their starting point guard. It's unfortunate because I want my lick back. I don't want my lick back against a team that ain't got their point guard. And then the system too, like, listen, Rick Carlisle, great coach. Great coach. But yo, you can't win when it's a free fall and everyone scores. Like, that's not a recipe for success. OKC showed you down the stretch, Williams started getting hot. SGA. You got to put the ball in your best 2 players' hands. Pascal Siakam, I don't even know what he finished with. He started off well, but then Pascal Siakam faded. Because their system is egalitarian. I'm going to move the ball. It's too much ball moving. Ball moving is great. The Pacers have too much ball movement. You got to have guys that can specialize in creativity in scoring in the half court. If you don't have that, you're not going to win the championship. They came close, but no cookie. But prayers for Tyrese Halliburton. You know, I just wanted to make sure I get the prayers out for Halliburton because I don't like to see guys get hurt. I'm not that fan that's going to rejoice in somebody getting injured. You know, it's always a terrible thing to me. Let me keep it moving. I think my mouse died. Let's see, my mouse is dying. Anyway, okay. Let me keep it moving, man. This week wasn't, you know, too much crazy stuff, right? You know, because it's the finals. Things are going to pick up next week, though. Draft, moratorium period starting. Yeah, it's going to definitely pick up. I talked about Bridges last week, contract extension. You know, we kind of touched on that. And let's see, Najee. We talked about Najee. Let me move forward, man. Let me see what you guys talking about in the chat before I proceed to the next range of topics. Randall says if Orlando adds a point guard, they will be one of the top 3 teams in the East. No, they are already. It's Randall. They are already a top 3 team in the East. They're already a top 3 team in the East. Honestly, they don't have to add nobody else. I think the move they already made, fantastic. Now they do got the young boys, Anthony Black. Hold on, let's pull it up. They got the young boys, Anthony Black, and hold on, let me see. Go to the right year. That's next year. 24. No, I'm not going to 24, 25. You can see I'm still in the 24, 25. I got to get into the off season. So this is the Orlando Magic's contract situation. Now watch this. This is why I wanted to point out the Magic. They are hard cap at the second apron. Let me show you the lock. Okay. See the lock right here? They are hard cap at the second apron, meaning they cannot enter the second apron, right? No problem. They still got $16 million in space. See that? They still got $16 million in space. And then guess what? They only have to sign three players. They got to sign 3 players because they got one of these guys are a two-way. Okay? So they got to sign 3 players. Wait, hold on. Let me just fact check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, they only got to sign 2 players. So guess what? Luke Kennard, you said they need a point guard, right? They could go get Luke Kennard. They could go get Gary Trent Jr. What's the other top point guards that's out there? This is your competition, the Orlando Magic. They got the salary space to do it. They got the 5.7. And they also got, well, they don't got no free agents really. They got Matt McClung. But they got Anthony Black, who was running the 1 for them. Jet Howard, I'm not sure if he's ready. Ethan Thomas, I don't know who the hell that. Oh, he's on the 2-way. I had no idea who that was. But they got the money to get a point guard. So just to answer your question, Randall, they can get a point guard. Who is stronger than Hart? Oh, McCullough, Kevin McCullough. More than likely, he'll get a spot. He's definitely going to get a 2-way spot for sure. But he might get a spot on the roster. Crims that said, maybe I watched too much Voltron and Power Rangers, but if we put Brunson on Cat's shoulders, oh my God, yo, Crims Dad, stop. Crims Dad says Magic 1, Knicks 2. I don't know about Knicks number 2, man. I don't know. I'm gonna touch more on that on flagship, man. I gotta see what we gonna do, man. But you got the Sixers as number 4. Pacers is not gonna be 3. I don't think the Pacers gonna be 3 without Hallie. I think Pacers might be a playing team without Hallie, man. Those guys just don't have the confidence. Najee is here to take the spot. We already the owners for her Porty. Take a wild guess who's the odd man out. But Najee might more. I think Najee more than likely will get a 2-way contract. For sure. Guaranteed. Guaranteed a 2. Because we ain't got no draft picks this year. So more than likely he'll get a 2-way. In the meantime, in between time, I do want to share the shop with you guys while we're here. Since the Knicks more than likely are not going to trade any of our star players, I think it's only right we go check out the shop, man. Shop that this week inside the Knicks.com. And you can check out some of the merch, man. I got the Bodega Cat line and I got the Captain 11 line. I'm working on some more lines. It just takes time because I'm actually working with real designers. I'm not designing it myself because I really want my stuff to look fire. So right now I got the Bodega Cat for you. Good price. You can get it in white. Get it in that summer white. I got a summer white coming, right? I also got a natural coming. This is like the natural color, right? And I got this coming. I got the white Captain 11 joint right here, right? The white Captain 11. This is the natural Captain 11, but I got the white Captain 11 coming, right? Man, this is coming in the mail. I'm wearing this on my little mini vacation I'm taking next month. So, you know, hit the shop, man. We also got the mugs. I also ordered a Bodega Cat joint. I got this coming in the mail right here. And everybody loves it. This is the #1 seller right here. The white Captain 11. Everybody loves the white Captain 11 mug. I don't know why. I mean, it's fire. I do know why. But it's not. But this is my favorite mug, though. This is my Captain 11. I got this on the shelf right here. So definitely check out the shop, man. Shop.theobjectiveknicksfan.com or shop.thisweekinsidetheknicks.com. Same website. Also, if you are a channel member, you get a discount on the merch, okay? And I'll talk more about the channel membership a little bit in a second. I'm getting ready to jump into flagship mode because I don't want this pod to be too long. Coach, what about Precious? And what you don't think is true? One of Heart of Bridges has to go. So how are you going to defend point guards, and who's going to be your ball making playmaker? Are you going, Coach? Do you want to stick with the same star lineup from last year? I don't like it. I don't like the lineup from last year because one, you need size, right? You're undersized. Two, I don't like Bridges guarding point guards. And a lot of you guys didn't like Josh Hart initiating offense. I thought Josh Hart did a good job. He was averaging just under 6 assists a game. 9 rebounds, under 6 assists, and 14 points. That's a hell of a production for a starter, right? Now, Coach, I hope you don't want the double big lineup. I don't think the double big lineup is going to work. And yes, OG is not OG at power forward is not good. Exactly. So you got Mikal Bridges, who's a small forward, and OG Anunoby's, who's a small forward. So what are you going to do? You got 2 small forwards. Something has to give. It's not going to work. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to break it to you, but definitely check out the shop, y'all. All right, I'm gonna jump in the flagship, and I'm gonna move a little faster. But flagship topic today, right? I was struggling with a flagship topic because, it's not nothing really juicy, right? The coaching stuff is a mystery. The free agent stuff is a mystery. Just too many mysteries out there. We know we're not doing no major trades because Giannis don't want to go nowhere. So it's just kind of like a stagnant week. But this report came out, right? Literally right after the finals, 11 p.m. Eastern time, right? ESPN Bet, they listed their odds to win a championship. And believe it or not, the Knicks have the 3rd best odds to win a championship. The Knicks have the 3rd best odds to win a championship. I should be hyped and excited, right? Salute to the Knicks for having the 3rd best odds. I'm trying to word this the right way, because I'm not a negative Nancy, right? I just don't like the idea of continuing to do something, bumping my head against the wall as my laptop almost dies. I don't like the idea of bumping my head up against the wall, trying the same things over and over when I know what result it will yield. And what I'm saying about that is that we need a first teamer MVP caliber player. Now, the question is, do we have them on the roster? Possibly. I think Brunson can get there. I think Towns can get, if those 2 guys with the next coach can take their games to another level, it could work. We could win a championship. I think you need to get the power forward, and I think you need to get the 2 guard. I don't think we got that. I know you guys want to run it back. By the way, salute to the channel members. I did a channel member video called Unfiltered Thoughts, a part of the Unfiltered Thoughts series, why running it back is impossible. It's not possible. You're not going to run it back. So you think you're going to run it back and you're going to win. You can't do it. Like Coach said, we need that shooting guard. We need that power forward. If we go get those things, and this next coach, whoever he is, can really take Brunson and Towns to the next level, we have a shot. Because realistically, if we just look at the Eastern Conference teams here, forget the West, because they got to fight each other. Your only real op is the Cleveland Cavaliers. But here's the thing about the Cavaliers. They may lose some elements they had. Ty Jerome is out of there. Ty Jerome's about to get paid. I can see a Detroit, or not Detroit, the Nets or somebody picking Ty Jerome up, giving him a nice little bag, right? He's out of there. So, and Sam Merrill is more than likely out of there. But they might, if they could convince Sam Merrill to come back for the $5 million taxpayer exception, right? Well, that's not true. Merrill has bird rights. I think Jerome also has bird rights. So, but Jerome's going to get paid. That's why he's going to leave. And the Cavaliers are a second apron team, okay? Garland's going to miss 5 months. So he's going to miss training camp and probably the first month of the season. And you don't have a Ty Jerome there. And you don't have the flexibility to really build your roster without doing a trade. That's why there were rumors that they were open to trading Allen or Garland, right? I think we could beat the Cavaliers. I think we could beat I'm confident. I was confident this past season we could beat them in the playoffs. But the sad part about it is, even though in the East you got Indiana, we know they kind of fell off the map because, well, I'm not going to say they fell off the map. I don't think they're going to be as good without Halliburton, right? Boston Celtics, same thing. They're going to be there, but they're not going to be as good without Tatum, okay? Orlando Magic, I don't think they're going to win a championship, but I do think that they're a top 3 team in the East. I think right now it's between us, Orlando, and Cleveland, top 3 teams. It's just too many intangibles and factors that have to go right. But I can see the Knicks going to the finals. I think the path is laid out for us to get to the finals. Now, I know Detroit hasn't made their move yet. Detroit's going to make a move. The Toronto Raptors, they're dangling IQ and RJ for a trade, right? Who else is in the East? The Sixers, you cannot sleep on the Sixers, man. The Sixers, I think the Sixers are going to be definitely a playoff team next year. But caveat, how many games does Embiid play and will he be healthy for the playoffs? Those 2 questions. If he can be healthy for the playoffs and probably play 50 games, I think they could be a top 6 seed. I don't see why the Sixers couldn't, especially with the East the way it is now. But this to me is a shocker because I also got here. These are the way too early power rankings. So ESPN, they got us up here. Look. So the number 1 team, of course, is OKC, right? Then they got the Minnesota. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, this is not what I want to look at. Hold on. That's the power rankings. No, I had another article. Where was it from? No, not the power. The power rankings, they got us at number 7, which is crazy. I don't understand how we 7 when we get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Damn, I don't know how to deal with it. I had another ranking. There was another site that had us as number 3 too. I'm mad I don't see it. It's all right. Okay. Trying to find it, but it's all right. Bottom line is, we got the top 3 yards according to ESPN Bet. What say you? I'm curious to see what you guys want to say on this. It's very hot, and I can't even put on the AC because it makes too much noise, man. So listen, y'all got to give me my props for doing this pod in the middle of a 100-degree day with no AC on. I do got fans on, though. Coach says that's because we'll be the top team in the East. Okay. KD needs a vet to play with. They got vets in Houston. He got Fred VanVleet. I didn't touch on the Houston trade. I'll touch on the Houston trade before we get off of here. Let me see what else you guys think. 26 is the Knicks' best shot to win the title. I don't know, man. I hope so. Knicks will be champs. You still got OKC, man, who won the championship. So unless they have some crazy injuries, they gonna be there. Although we know when we look at the championships, right, in the last 7-8 years, you hadn't had any repeat champions. So recent history showing a precedence where the champion doesn't win. So you never know. Crims that said, Knicks, don't worry, you can still be, Knicks will be 27 champs. Damn. I ain't gonna lie, Knicks will be champs. If you got to keep changing the year, that looks a little delusional. I'm going to keep it real. It looks a little delusional. Just a little bit. If you got to keep changing the year, man. I don't know if you had 24 champs, because I started the channel in 24, so I don't know if you was the 24 champs. But I don't know, man. Let's see. Gotta wait to see who we hire as head coach. Chris Dad said he did. Oh my God. Knicks will be champs. Don't tell me you changing the year every year. Oh my God. Knicks will be champs. I'm gonna pray for you, brother. I thought it was just the 25. I didn't know. Yikes. Oh man. Oof. Damn. Then you have to change it to 27. That's gonna look crazy. Knicks will be champs. Magic, it's a good point, size 9. Magic was a 3rd seed with all the injuries. That's a point that I forgot to mention. Magic definitely was they were playing good. They were putting in work. They was beating us. They beat us last year for sure. Last season, they was killing us in the regular season. Then when we played them this season, they gave us some tough runs without their core guy, without Ben Carroll. Size 9 said, yes, we have no money. So to all my precious Achiuwa people, if you want him back, you're flirting with the second apron. And more than likely, you'll be a second apron team. Unless you make a trade. Because for me personally, Knicks will be champs. I know he's filling this roster. He thinks we have a real chance to win a championship. If you think that we have a chance to win a championship, then why not go into the second apron? This is why I was asking this on the call-up show. If you think this is the team to get us over the top, then sign Bridges and sign Mitch and let's go into the second apron. Bring back Precious. Let's go into the second apron. Why are we ducking the work? If this is the team, let's do it. So they got us as the third greatest odds to win a championship. Damn, Chris, that 24, 25, 26 was his name. Why you got to do my man like that, man? Okay, Knicks would be champs. I'm riding with you. He said it was originally 2026. Okay. Y'all agreeing with the third rank though? Y'all think we have the third best odds, or y'all think we got the best odds? Let's see. Let's see the delusional meter. Get rid of the star. You got to silence the owner who told you. Besides 9, the owner said on the pod that this team is going to be here for a while. So that's what the owner said. He said it on the Players podcast too. So I don't think you make a trade for Cat unless you was getting Giannis. So I'm not trading Brunson and Cat. No, that's foolish. I'm going to jump into the KD trade, and then I'm going to jump in the comment of the week and all that stuff. So KD, there was rumors that he wanted to come to the Knicks, right? And, we said, no, we're not going to do it. Why? Because, oh, damn, I just closed it out. Because the Houston Rock, sorry, slow it down. The Phoenix Suns, right? They are, take a sip of water. They are a second apron team. So doing a deal with them would have been very difficult unless you had guys with a diverse amount of contracts the way Houston has. And I want to show you. Let's go back to Sports Track. So look, so when we look at the Houston Magic and the Houston Rocket trade, they move 6 picks? I think 5 of them were second rounds or something like that. 1 first round. But the money, KD, right? $54 million. You see that? Damn near $55 million. We'll round up. So in order to do the deal with Phoenix, now I'm showing you guys in real time how aprons work. $54 million right here where my mouse cursor is. KD, highest paid Rocket, right? Okay, cool. By the way, that Fred VanVleet $44 million is crazy. That looks crazy. $44 million for Fred VanVleet? I think they're going to deny this option. I think they're going to renegotiate with Fred VanVleet. I don't think he's going to be making this much. So they'll get more space because I don't see this Fred VanVleet contract sticking like that. I think they're going to restructure that contract. But that's a whole nother topic. Don't got time to discuss that. So I'm going to pull up the Phoenix Suns. Oh, damn. Went to the Trailblazers. I'm going to pull up the Phoenix Suns. And when you look at the Phoenix Suns, look at Dylan Brooks' salary. Dylan Brooks is making $21 million. Jalen Green, $33 million. Okay? And that's an estimate. Because he might have had, let me see, did he have a kicker in his contract? I doubt it. I don't think, because usually young guys don't get the, he didn't have no kicker. Basically, a kicker is when you get extra money when you get traded. Okay, cool. So look. So Jalen Green, $33 million. Brooks, $21 million. The money evens out perfectly. $54 million to 54 point something million. The money matches equally. You see that? The money matches equally. Now, the Rockets did hard cap themselves. Let me go back to the Rockets. They did hard cap themselves at the second apron. Pull it up. Or did they? I don't see a lock here. I would assume they did because they use aggregates. But because the money matches up perfectly, they might have got away with it. But they should be locked at the second apron. So they're really only working with $3 million. That's why I think they're going to restructure this Fred VanVleet contract. This $44 million right here. But this was a great trade for Houston, man. You got Fred VanVleet. You still got your young boy, Reece Shepherd is still there, right? You still got the Amin Thompson. They got him listed as a point guard, which is crazy, right? They even got a Holiday, which they could bring back. I don't think they're going to bring him back. But you still got Ari, Smith. Yo, you want to know what my lineup would be? Fred VanVleet, Thompson, Smith, Durant, Sengun. Crazy lineup. And then you got Tari Eason off the bench. Reece Shepherd off the bench. Cam Whitmore off the bench. Steven Adams off the bench. The Rockets got a great team. See, this is the deal the Knicks couldn't do because if we were to trade for KD, is either we were doing Towns or we were doing OG and this person, and we had to find a combination of salaries. So, but this trade works out perfect for the Rockets because they wanted to trade Jalen Green. Mad rumors for months. And then they just had to part with Dylan Brooks, which is the easy part. By the way, Chris Dad, salute to you for that super chat. He says Knicks 4th ranked to win championship behind Houston. And okay. So you putting Houston above New York? I don't think so. I think those West Coast teams are going to battle it out, right? So that's why the bookies is like, we got Thunder. Let's put it back on the screen. So the bookies are like, the Thunder is going to beat all of these guys. They got the Thunder beating the Rockets, the Timberwolves. So we know the West is going to be the gauntlet, right? But on the East Coast, you got Cleveland and the Knicks. Pacers, start missing. Celtics start missing. So because those guys got to battle each other on the West Coast, that's why I wouldn't put Houston above the Knicks, because I think unless Houston really puts it together, and they really could with Ime Udoka, he's a really great coach. I'm sorry if I butchered his name, but we'll see. We'll see. I think that just based off of that scenario, I would put the Knicks higher. Yeah, Yuri, no one's trading Cat unless we get Giannis. Sorry, Yuri, you're bugging. If I can get Giannis, I am not keeping Cat. Y'all, listen, y'all need to relax with this whole we got to keep everyone together. That's not how the NBA works, bro. The NBA doesn't work like that. Look at the OKC Thunder. They traded for SGA. SGA was not there. Sometimes if you ain't got the star, you got to make the move for the star. Not everybody's as fortunate as Milwaukee. Not everyone is fortunate as Denver. Sometimes you got to make the move. But that's the KD stuff, and I'm going to move forward. Y'all wildin'. For Giannis, anybody can go, but not everyone, but anybody. You getting Giannis. Like, I got this notion that you're going to win by sticking together. There's no proven formula for that, bro. Everybody makes moves. Everybody makes changes. The Oklahoma City Thunder made a change. They signed Isaiah Hartenstein. They made a trade for Caruso. They did not stay the same. Josh Giddey left out of there. Y'all don't want to trade Josh Hart or Bridges. I don't understand it. You don't have no proven system. Every championship team made a key trade. They either got the star player or they got the third option was a trade there. You can't think that you're going to keep it together and you're going to win. If you got a chance to get a better player in Giannis, you better go get him. I don't want to hear nothing about we're building and we need more time. You don't get no opportunity to build in time under Leon Rose. You got a new coach. So what are you building? It's going to be different. So you might as well make as many changes as you can now so you can grow the new group together. Were you going to wait till next year to make the change? And then now you're going to be in the same cycle. And then you're going to be like, Knicks will be champs, changing your name every year. You know what I'm saying? So look, let me go to the comment of the week. Now, this is dedicated to Knicks will be champs. I'm glad you in the building, good sir. I will be addressing, this is from the Knicks Tape Madness Discord survey. No worries, I'm going to tell you how to get inside there in a second. But, so this was a comment that was put up there, right? And he really did, to be honest, Knicks will be champs. You should have said, I should stop because no one else is saying this, right? Fans need to put this narrative of MVP level talent, right, being needed to win a championship. The league is evolving and having rosters that run 10 to 12 men deep, pause that, with one or two all-star level of talent, right? Okay, so first off, no one has this narrative but me. This is my narrative. I didn't get this from ESPN. I didn't get this from Gil's Arena. I didn't get this from nowhere. I'm the only one that I've seen, and I'm not saying no one else has done it. I'm just telling you that I seen myself. This is where I got it from, because I'm sitting down literally thinking to myself, why don't we win championships? Why are we not winning? Since the 90s. Tears coming down my eyes. Why are we not winning? You know why we're not winning? Because we don't have this. We don't have the, open up the wrong window. We don't have this. We don't have the main ingredient that what it takes to win the championship. Okay? And that is, and I'm just going to pull up a list so we can look at it. Okay? When we look at this list, no, not this list. Hold on. Where's my, I keep pulling that up. Hold on, I'm sorry. I was trying to put up a list of the champions. All right, no worries. I'm going to Google it. When we look at the champions, right? You're going to notice one thing that's consistent. Right? You're going to notice one thing that's consistent. List of, I got to specify. NBA. I had a list. I don't know what I did with it. All right, so I'm going to use the wiki list. All right, so, and we'll go up. When you look at all of these champions, right, they all had all NBA first team MVPs, including the recent, salute to the Oklahoma City Thunder for getting the job done, beating the Pacers. We still smoking on that Pacers pack. Yes, we are. But they had the first time MVP, first team in multiple years. That's how you win the championship, right? Jaylen Brown got their finals MVP, but we know Jason Tatum is the MVP of this team, and he's been a 5 year straight All-NBA first teamer. Nikola Jokic is the 3-time MVP. Steph Curry, the best point guard in NBA history. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the guy who y'all don't want. Y'all don't want this guy. Y'all don't want Giannis. Y'all want to continue to build with what you got. But this guy has a champion, and he's a 7 straight All-NBA first teamer, and I think he's a 2-time MVP, right? LeBron James, top 3 all time. Kawhi Leonard, All-NBA first team. Kevin Durant, the greatest offensive weapon in NBA history. LeBron again. Andre Iguodala won the Finals MVP, but we know that the Steph was the man on this team, right? LeBron James, Dirk Nowitzki. This is why we don't win the championship. So what narrative needs to stop? I'm only telling you the facts. The facts is the list. And you can go back to 1958. We did it on the show. I'm not doing it now. Go watch that show where I went back to 1958 and every single team besides the 2004 Pistons that everyone wants to compare us to, we're nothing like the Detroit Pistons. 4 All-Stars, best defense in the league, one of the best defenses in NBA history, defensive player of the year. We don't got those elements. We don't got those elements. So the narrative needs to stop. No, it's a reality. It's a reality. And then I don't have the comment here, but Knicks would be champ said that the apron rules prevent teams from having. No, the apron rules has been here for 8 years now. The apron rules have been here. Look, all these teams here, Oklahoma City Thunder, apron rules. Boston Celtics, apron rules. Denver Nugget, apron rules. Golden State Warriors, apron rules. Milwaukee Bucks, apron rules. Lakers, apron rules. The apron has been here since like around 2018 to 2016. I don't remember when it's been instituted. It hasn't stopped anything. We hadn't seen a team do it yet with just an all-star. One all-star, and then the rest of the guys, regular good players. You don't have that example. So when let me get back to the comment of the week. So when Knicks will be champs, and I love you, Knicks will be champs, but this comment is it just doesn't make any sense. The league is evolving into having rosters that run 10 to 12 men deep. Are you trying to tell me that none of these teams on this list had 10 to 12 men? We know OKC had it, right? We know Boston, they ran 9 guys, but Boston has a deep bench they can go into if they need to. Denver Nuggets, same thing. This year they had 9 guys, 10 guys, right? Golden State Warriors, they always had a deep bench. Milwaukee, so like, what are we talking about? All of these teams had benches. But the key thing that all of these teams had, because we see many teams with benches. Did Indiana not have a deep bench? Did they win the championship? So what evolution of what we talking about? I don't give a damn about being a good team. I am tired of being a good team. I want to win a championship. Are you guys hearing me? I'm tired of being a good team. Oh, yeah, we got a good team. We might go to the second round. And then, yeah, we might get to the conference finals, right? But we definitely going to get past the first round. I'm tired of that. And thanks to the great Leon Rose, salute to Leon Rose, right? He said that his singular pursuit is to win a championship. So, okay, it's time for us to get the ingredients to win a championship. So what evolution are we talking about? What team is winning a championship, right? This narrative of MVP level talent being needed to win a championship, right? We need to put this narrative. Now, come on, what are we talking about? How is the league evolving? What are you talking about? In order, you can have a roster like that and be a good team. You could get, what he just described is the Indiana Pacers. They had a good team. They won 50 games, but they didn't win the championship. I don't care about that. And my response, what's your evidence of this evolution? Your opinion is not enough. I personally went back to 1958. No cap. There's no trace of what he's saying. The Pistons are the only team to do it. And I even gave maybe the Pacers. But I said the Pacers will be crushed. And guess what? They were. Don't give me the Halliburton got hurt and that's why they lost. You don't know what would have happened if Halliburton would have been there. We seen Halliburton not show up for 3 quarters and then make 3 threes, 4 threes in the 4th quarter. We seen him do that. So he could have started off hot and then later on cooled off. There's no way to know what would have happened in the game. But I'm sorry, Knicks would be chance. Yeah, you had to get the fire with the comment of the week, man. Let me see where you at, Knicks would be chance. Stop it. Halliburton. Yo, they were a -8.5, bro. No one had the Pacers winning the championship but you and the rest of the guys in the Discord server hoping to prove my theory wrong as if it would. First off, my opinion is not an opinion just based on my opinion. It's based on the fact. We went back to 1958. You don't have a team without an MVP or first team to win a championship besides those 2004 Pistons. They're the only anomaly in the whole list. So that means that you cannot rely on aberrations and build on that and say, this is going to be the model for my team. That's not how it works. We're looking at the Thunder. That's how we have to build our team. We're not looking at the Pacers and saying, that's how I need my team. We're looking at the Thunder. That's how I need to build my team. But the whole deep bench narrative, I think it just convolutes the conversation and muddies the water as if you're trying to make it like, oh, well, we're going to get a star and not have a deep bench. Says who? Do both. You need at least a 9-man rotation. When Denver won, they had a 9-man rotation. Celtics won, they had a 9-man rotation. What are we talking about? Those are the last two champions. They ain't go 10 deep most of the time. So what are we saying? Sorry, y'all. Papa Barlow, Knicks need to build a team, not just a group of players. I don't understand what you mean by that. Denver had a bench, they won the championship. Yeah, I mean, I want to look at the Nuggets. We can. We got it right here. I know for sure they had a 9-man because I know they had Green, they had Brown, they had Green, Brown. Those were their two guys off the two main guys. Hold on, let me I gotta go. I gotta go to basketball reference. Then I'm gonna do word on the street and I gotta rap because I gotta head out. And it's hella hot outside and it's hella hot in here. I hate pop-ups on websites. That's like my greatest pet peeve is just pop-ups. You're trying to type something in and then something pops up. Like it's just really annoying. I got to go back. This is this year. Hold on. So we're going to look at the playoffs just to be on the safe side. So this is the playoffs. So yeah, I mean, they've pretty much played a 9-man rotation, like I said. None of these guys got consistent minutes. 5, 5, 5, 4. They ran a 9-man rotation in Denver. It was Brown, it was Green, it was Braun, and then Reggie Jackson played some games. He didn't play a lot of the games. I think he was hurt too. And then DeAndre Jordan. So they ran a 9-man rotation, bro. What y'all talking about? Denver wasn't playing 10 guys. And we know Boston wasn't playing 10 guys. So Knicks will be champs. It's an opinion, bro. I don't do that. I go look at the facts and then I bring the information. I don't just say, yeah, because I want to prove a point about something that's just not true. We don't have no grounds for. I don't want to win 50 games. I want to win a championship, bro. I don't want to win 60 games. I want to win a championship. HM says, what I saw last night was two teams with great chemistry from the very top to the bottom. I don't think we have that yet. Facts. And yo, HRM, what chemistry we going to develop over the summer with a new coach? Now we got a new system we got to run. We can't even build off of last year's system. We got to run a new system with a new coach that's unknown. And now y'all want me to believe that we're going to win the championship with that. You don't have it in history. Now, I'm hoping that Brunson could take his game to the next level. Towns could take his name. That's the only way. You need those two to take their games to the next level. You need to get that 2 guard. You need to get that power forward, right? Or bring Precious back. That's what's going to take the win, bro. I'm sorry. I hate that the world is this way. It's sad. It's unfortunate. The Knicks were terrible in the 2000s. We can't get a first pick overall. It's a shame. By the way, salute to Fritz. I see you in the building, good sir. Hope everything's all well with you, man. I'm getting ready to get into word on the street and wrap up. We did smoke of the week. Salute to my man, Knicks will be champs, man. You said all those teams. No. You said a 10 to 12 man rotation. The Denver Nuggets did not run a 10 to 12 man rotation. Knicks will be champs. The Boston Celtics did not run a 10 to 12 man rotation when they won the championships. No, they did not. They did not do it. They didn't do it. And most of the times you shorten up your rotation in the playoffs. Coach, I don't want Johnny Bryant because our standards are too high for Johnny Bryant. Our standards are too high. Crimson, what are you trying to say? Oh, size 9, nobody wanted to hear that? Wait, nobody... Oh, yeah, size 9. They don't want to hear that. We should You said we should be pretty decent, just not great next year. Well, that's a problem because I'm expecting a championship. My GM said that we're going to win the championship. Salute to you, Juan Rivera. I see you in the building too. I don't know about a potential. Who's the potential defensive player of the year, Juan? I don't think we have a potential defensive player of the year. JJ says running it back guarantees nothing. Facts. Big facts. That's why you're going to have to trade somebody. You need a 2 guard, you need a 4. Period. I hate to break it to y'all. Sorry. If it makes you feel some type of way, you need a real 2 guard that can guard point guards and handle the ball. Someone like an Andrew Nembhard. Not saying you have to get him, but that's the guy you need. You need a Nembhard type dude to go with Brunson. Then you want Towns to be really good. Get a real power forward to go with him. Somebody that can guard centers, like an Aaron Gordon. Not saying to trade for Aaron Gordon. I'm just saying, if y'all want to win a championship, y'all can't come back with the same team. You got 2 small forwards and you got a 6'5" power forward. How you going to win the championship, bro? And y'all want to run it back. There's no running it back. You have a new coach. How you going to run it back? It's a new system. There's no running nothing back. It's going to look different from last year. Y'all not running the same thing. And hopefully you get new players. I'm hoping that it's better than last year, but honestly, I don't know. Top 3 odds, I don't know. I hope. I'm dealing with hope right now. I'm dealing with hope. But I don't want to trade for Giannis rhetoric, please save that for another channel and another show. Because on this channel, we want Giannis. If Giannis becomes available, I'm going to go get him. I don't give a damn who I got to give up to give him. Because you're not giving me no other alternative that's going to make me feel like we're going to win the championship. I showed you what it takes to win the championship. The Oklahoma City Thunder showed you. The Boston Celtics showed you. The Denver Nuggets showed you. The Milwaukee Bucks showed you. All those teams showed you how to win a championship. And y'all want to do things differently. I don't understand it. I really don't. Let me jump into word on the street, man. Jump into word on the street. Wrap up. No, HRM, I know he's not available. I'm saying that people don't want to trade for him. I know he's not available. I'm saying y'all don't want to trade. Y'all treating Giannis like he's KD. And even the KD rhetoric sounds a little crazy because it is KD. I know he's old. And I'm not trading the farm for old KD. But the Rockets didn't trade the farm for old KD. They traded a guy who they didn't want, and they traded Dylan Brooks. And second-round picks, who cares? When you're trying to win a championship, no one cares about picks. So the Mikal trading all the picks, we're trying to win the championship. Now, I do feel like those picks could have went to a Giannis trade or could have went to a star trade because I don't think Mikal is the star. But I get the rhetoric. I get the reasoning and the rationale behind the moves. But before I jump into word on the street, man, I definitely want to take the time to introduce the channel. What a time to introduce the channel memberships. If you're feeling the vibe and, the real talk, I am the objective Knicks fan. I am not the delusional Knicks fan. I'm not the channel that's going to tell you everything we do is great. Everything we do is right. Oh, we only make good moves. We don't win championship. So we ain't doing nothing's good until you win the championship. I'm gonna keep it real. All right? Nothing is good until we win the championship. Everything else is all right. It's all right. Yeah, okay, cool. It's all right. We might get 50 wins. I want to win the championship. So until we do that, right? This is what it is. So on this channel, you're going to get the real deal. So when you join this channel, you're going to get access to the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server where we gets it in. I'm pretty sure me and Knicks will be champs are going to go back and forth, right? Because we got a nice little debate brewing in the 24/7 Knicks chat. We also got the 24/7 NBA chat, and we talk all sports inside the Discord server. Now, this Discord server is a closed-off server. I don't have the free-for-all Discord. Salute to everybody who has those. I don't like having to deal with trolls and micromanage people. And yeah, the people there, we get into debates, but it's always out of respect. Like Knicks will be chance. That's my mans and them. He knows that. But we just disagree. You know what I'm saying? And so we gets it in, you know, but like I said, you know, it's a 24/7 chat, good group of people, good guys. Knicks will be chance. He always has great stuff to say, even when I disagree with him. Yuri, same thing. J-Tap. I mean, all the guys, everybody that's in there. You know, Mike from Harlem, the PA, you know, they all got great things to say. And it's a great place to be. So when you join the channel, you get access to the Discord server. That's not the only thing you get. Okay. So you also get the cool badges. So that's why I know my man Knicks will be champs is in there going crazy on me right now. I know Crim's dad. He's not in the Discord, but I see him. He's just Crim's dad. You already know Crim's dad. A lot of you guys know him. Yeah, he's yeah, it is what it is. And then salute to Crim's dad. And then we got Yuri in there. They all got the badges. The badges help me identify who's who. Color codes, different colors show how long you've been with the channel. I appreciate all my channel members, man. You know, y'all the lifeblood of the channel. Of course, I do shows that members only shows and members only live chats. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do one this week. I might try to squeeze one. I mean, if something juicy happens, like if something crazy happens, expect me to do a spontaneous live for sure, guaranteed 100%. And more than likely, that'll be a members only live chat. So sometimes I like to be laser focused. I go in, I do PowerPoint presentations, I do 10 keys, the reason why we're going to win. So when I do those shows, I kind of just want to focus on my main core people. So that's why I put the members only live chat on. And it gives the members an opportunity to influence the show and share the thoughts that they would like me to know and maybe want to express. Okay, cool. Also, I got, you know, special status updates members, you know, the members only community tab. Also in that members only community tab, I got this thing called the Unfiltered Thought series where most of the time at 3 a.m., I just, you know, I go in, I do some interesting content, right? So the last video I did was not the 0-10 narrative. I did a video on Tatum, why, you know, when people try to say the only reason why we won it was because of Tatum. I don't remember, hold on. I don't remember what the last one was. But I do these concepts where I just go in and I talk about things that's not necessarily for the channel, right? I'll expand on the topic, right? I got another one that I'm getting ready to do. It's going to say, I told you. Yeah, just so the members, y'all going to have an idea when I do an unfiltered thought. It's going to be like, I told you so. You know what's coming in that video, right? And so I do these series and, you know, it's additional content. I'm outside hooping. I was hooping this past weekend. I was playing with some kids, some high school superstar kids. I mean, these kids was really talented, but I put in my work. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm smart. They got the talent, but I'm smart. You know what I'm saying? And it was some good run on Saturday. I was, you know, and so I'm getting ready to take the camera outside. So hopefully starting this week, I'm gonna go outside, get some behind the scene footage, talk Knicks while I'm at the park. Knicks fans are everywhere. So I meet a lot of Knicks fans too. Salute to, if I met you in the park, salute to you guys, you know, because some of them guys subscribe to my channel as well. Of course, members get shouted out. Always salute to the members. Appreciate you guys. And like I said earlier, members get a discount on the merch that I showed you earlier. So whatever merch I come out with, whatever merch I have available, you guys get discounts, man. So just want to share you what happens when you join the channel, man. Let's see. Man, this would be Chance talking about Disneyland. I just had to peep at what he's trying to say because I know he's going to try to come and get me. Knicks haven't won for the same reason Indiana hasn't been in the last 2 years. Sure, hold on. So Knicks will be champs. So now we arguing about who is the second place team, who deserves second place, who's the better second place team. Did Indiana win the championship? No. So why am I concerning with what Indiana does? This will be chance. Look, we're gonna be doing this all day. So listen, y'all should join the channel, get inside that Discord server, get inside that conversation. It's gonna be good, man. But Knicks will be chance is my man. We just disagree. We just disagree on this one, man. Let me read some of these surveys, these polls. So let me see. Okay, cool. I'll start here. Stay or go. What should the Knicks do with Mikal Bridges this offseason? This is a tough question for me. I like Mikal. I feel like he has a lot of pros, but because he's not the 2 guard that I want him to be, and I like OG Anunoby at the 3, I don't know. For some reason, I just feel bad about trading OG more so than I would feel about trading Mikal. I might move Mikal. So I'm going to lean on moving Mikal. So 354 votes, 60% of Knicks fans say sign him to the extension. Okay. 40% say trade him. I think I'm with the 40%, only because I feel like if I can get a real power forward or that 2 guard that I keep telling you guys about, I think it makes us a better team. Just saying. Okay, now this is trade targets. I mean, Durant has been traded already. Jaren Jackson, but we'll still mess with it. Of course, I would like to have Jaren Jackson. 65% of the 437 votes said they would like to have Jaren Jackson. Okay, no problem. Stay or go. What should the Knicks do with Mitchell Robinson? This is another tough question because depending on what the extension looks like, if you can get Mitch to come back for another 4 years, 60, I think you have to do it. He showed his value, but is that a high price tag for a backup center? I don't think so. You know, Adams is getting $14 million a year. I don't think that's a bad price tag. I'm leaning towards signing Mitch. I'm leaning because if you trade Mitch, you're gonna have to get a center back. Because you already know how centers are. Injuries, etc. Now, stay or go. What should the Knicks do with PJ Tucker? I love PJ. But I'm going to say this. I think we should use his salary in the trade, right? Because that 3.6 is a great filler. Like, so let's say Deuce McBride. Just hypothetical. I'm not saying I want to trade Deuce. Just follow me. Deuce is making about $5 million. You want to go get a Jake Londell. He makes $8 million. Add PJ Tucker to the fold. And now the deal is done, right? I just think that 3.5 is a great trade asset because it could fill a hole where you would need it to make a deal done. Knicks have the third best odds to win the championship, 25-26, right? According to ESPN Bet. Do you agree with these odds? Damn, do I agree with these odds, man? I'm going to say yes, because I think that the East, I think we could get to the finals. I really don't think that Cleveland, I mean, depending on the coach and what he does, but I still feel like we're better than Cleveland. I need to see Cleveland beat us in the series before I say that Cleveland's better than us. So I'm going to go with the 83% of fans that say yes out of the 120 votes. By the way, you can still vote for these surveys if you hadn't already. All you got to do is go to the community section or where it says post on the YouTube channel. And vote for where you want to vote for, man. But listen, man, that's all I got for you guys. See what Knicks will be champs. I'm going to peek at Knicks will be champs. Okay, so Knicks will be champs. I see. I got him hot. I love Knicks will be champs. I got him hot. He says Jaren Jackson isn't a generational talent by your logic. Okay, so the only players that I wanted to trade any of our guys for is Giannis, right? Giannis is not available. So now I shifted my focus, Knicks will be champs, and I told you this, to we could do it with Brunson and Towns, but we got to activate them. We got to bring them to the next level. So in order for me to get those two to the next level, I needed Jaren Jackson Jr. next to Towns, a really great defender, right? He could guard inside, he could guard on the perimeter, and he scores 22 points a game, and he's shooting 37% from 3. Yeah, if you can get Jaren Jackson, I would trade any of those guys. Wingstop, whoever stop. Jaren Jackson, to me, is the perfect complement to Towns. Jalen Brunson, he needs a 2 guard. He needs an Andrew Nembhard. So I'm not saying to get Nembhard, but that would be the perfect complement for him. So you need that 2 guard that can guard point guards, but it can also make plays. So when they want to guard Brunson 94 feet, you seen what OKC did. They guarded SGA 94 feet. Williams brings up the ball. That's what you need. That's what you need. You want to win the championship? That's what you need. Knicks will be champs. That's the problem with the Pacers, man. But listen, man, that's all I got for you guys today, man. I do appreciate everybody in the building. My man, Knicks will be champs. We're going to be debating all day. Don't worry about Knicks will be champs. We'll be in the Discord server getting it in. Salute to Size 9. Salute to JJ. I see you, JJ. Randu. I would love Triple J. I see you. Salute to my man, Coach, man. Tucker's contract will be traded. I could see a world where that happens, Coach. Let's see. Keep Mitch at that price. I agree, HRM. That's why I said, yo, I'm going to keep him. Let's see. Juan Rivera, Krem's dad. Of course, how could I forget the great Krem's dad? Salute to my man Yuri as well, right? Damn, Juan said it's 101 in SC. I think it's 101 up here too in New York. I'm burning up right now, man. It's crazy. I ain't got no AC on. I got to put that AC on. But I want to thank all you guys that tuned in today, man. Making the show a great show, participating in the comments. I'm gonna see if something happens on Wednesday, I might do a show. But the next call-up show for sure this Friday in full effect. Make sure you're there 10:45 p.m. We're not changing the time because the crowd is lit. Y'all like the late night show. I'm great in the late nights, so it works good for me. So if we got a good thing rolling, we'll keep rolling. In between the time, I see you guys to my next tape, man. This Discord server, people. I see you up in there. To everybody else, until next time, you know how we do it over here. Go Knicks. And I don't got to end this week, y'all.